The M sets. Servicing Sydney for over 20 years, they first started off as a very successful train, but as they show their age, it's become even worse. And in this video today, we'll be discussing why exactly the Millennium M sets are so troublesome. Let's rewind a little, back to the year 2000.
Definitely better air conditioning.
Oh, look, it'd be great on the outside if you had some flames down the side, maybe a mermaid.
Clear voice announcements would be good.
Mate of mine's got a tattoo, mermaid tattoo, that looks unreal.
I think wider, more comfortable seats.
Like wax on the floor of the train, what you could cut and move.
The new Millennium train. Nearly everything you asked for.
Filthy.
Keep on training, Sydney.
Think of it like the marketing of the Tangara. It was the next big thing for the 21st century of Sydney, but that's when they first ran into problems. These trains are called Millenniums, and only some of you actually know why it's called Millenniums. The whole point of it being called the Millenniums is that it was supposed to enter service in 2000, showing off a completely redesigned new train to enter service in the new millennium, although this was then delayed by 2 years to 2002, as this train was built for the Olympics to allow for more passenger trains to operate during the heavy peak times, although it was delayed until 2002. According to various sources, the Millennium trains currently use a Windows 7 system that was founded in 2009. However, it is unknown what the systems were of the Millenniums before 2009 when the Windows 7 system released. If you happen to know, let us know in the comments below. There's one major fault on this train that's been around for years, and even I've experienced it, and that's when sometimes the train will stop at the station and for some reason only some doors will open. Even though it has been programmed that all the doors should open, this once happened to me when I was getting off a train on the T8 airport and South Line. In fact, it was only a few weeks ago, and I was waiting at the door and the doors opened in the other carriage, but then I realised my door didn't open, so I had to make a sprint to the next carriage to get off the train until the door eventually opened late. So it seems to be that some doors on the train don't open when told to do so, and rather they open later after the other doors open. This can cause panic among passengers and confusion. The Millennium M sets are also known for using a lot of power and have heaps of power supply issues. This is why it can't run on many lines in the network, as the lines just cannot cope with its power supply. That's why most of the time when you see a Millennium M set out of service due to urgent train repairs, that is most likely due to a power supply issue. And with all that drama, it adopted a new name known as the Millennium. Some of the earliest signs of these faults to come in the future would be that in April 2003, the trains were withdrawn from service following several unknown issues. In my opinion, I believe that Millennium M sets should get some form of a technology upgrade, very similar to the Tangara technology upgrade, although this time without it going wrong. I believe that they should get new indicator screens similar to the ones on the B sets as you can see here, some more clear announcements, and a chime before the guard announcement, as nowadays when a guard makes an announcement you can barely hear it and there is no chime, so it just suddenly comes out of nowhere. Pretty much exactly what I've suggested here has already been implemented on the new upgrades now taking place on the intercity Oscar H trains, mainly as they will now be converted over to suburban services as the new intercity fleet D sets enter service fairly soon. As you can see in the videos just here, there are new announcements, new doors closing chimes, although to be fair I honestly prefer the old doors closing announcement. And mainly the screens have also been upgraded now from the original dot matrix screens to the proper screens as you can see here, similar to the ones on the B sets. So something very similar to this should be implemented on the Millennium M sets. They should also completely overhaul the power system, as after all it is really unreliable, and also they should upgrade the systems from Windows 7 to something more modern like Windows 10 or Windows 11, or even their own system. And a few years ago the ATP Systems were introduced to M sets. This means that on one vestibule on each 4-carriage train towards the end of the train there is a new slanted box that houses all the ATP systems. This is very similar to the one seen in the Tangaras nowadays. Now on to my personal thoughts about the M sets. I genuinely believe that the M-sets, without all of the technical stuff behind it, I do honestly believe that the M-sets are quite a comfortable and fairly reliable train sometimes. I definitely do believe that the interior of the train they did a really good job on, and it feels really comfortable to ride in the Millennium trains. The obvious problem here is that these systems just are not that great, and is fairly similar to the Oscar H-set trains, as I have before encountered issues with an Oscar H-set train due to a brake failure on my trip up to Newcastle about 6 to 8 months ago. You can find that video on the top right of the screen here. But H-sets are effectively a bit of a newer version / intercity version of the Millennium trains, and I definitely believe that the Millennium trains have their pros and cons, but definitely the biggest pro about the trains is that they've done a really good job on the interior, and I personally believe that those are probably one of the most comfiest interiors on all of Sydney trains. To sum it all up, out of 10, I probably give the Millennium trains about a 6.5. The remaining 3.5% would be given back if they upgrade the train in the near future, as I do believe that that is heavily needed. Although the 6.5 score that I did give was primarily because of the comfort of the train, and definitely that the lighting was at the perfect tone in my opinion, and that the seating was also quite comfortable. As for example, compared to the A-sets, I do believe that the LED lighting on the A-sets is starting to wear out a little bit, causing a bit of a yellowy type of look on the interior, and sometimes even having it completely dark, and I definitely don't like the idea of that. So whatever they've done on the M-sets is definitely a very big pro, and I definitely like where they're going with that. Make sure you let me know in the comments below what you think about the M-sets and what you think should be improved on the trains. Also let me know if you'd like to see me do more videos like this on any other trains. Anyways everyone, that is it for this video. Just before you all go, I'm just letting you all know that I am hosting a members only live stream in a few days time to celebrate my milestone of 6,000 subscribers on YouTube, as at the time of editing this video, we are currently about 25 subscribers away. If you'd like to tune into the stream, please consider becoming a member for as little as $1.49 a month. If not, please consider subscribing to the channel if you haven't already to receive notifications about my frequent new videos that I post, such as this. Make sure you check out my other videos as well, including the one on the train breakdown with the Oscar H that happened around 6 months ago. And also thank you to Transport for Sydney Vlogs, as a lot of the clips, including this one you can see just here in the video, was originally by him. So his channel will be linked in the description, and massive shout out goes to him. So that is it for this video. Thank you all for watching. Please consider subscribing or becoming a member and liking the video if you enjoyed it. I also look forward to seeing some of you in my upcoming members stream in a few days time to celebrate my milestone of 6,000 subscribers. In advance, I'd like to also thank you all very much for the support for 6,000 subscribers. Anyways, that is it for this video. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you guys again next time.